To use desertion as the grounds for your divorce, you need to meet specific criteria. This intention to desert cannot be a mutual agreement to live apart. It must be by a unilateral choice by one party alone to leave. What if you're the one who left but wants to claim desertion for divorce? So in that case, you can consider constructive desertion instead of actual desertion. In legal and divorce terms, desertion means being abandoned by a spouse against your own wishes. If this happens, you can file for a divorce based on desertion. To do this, you must prove that your marriage has irretrievably broken down due to the desertion. Before you can even consider filing for divorce, you need to remember that you must meet the specific requirements for a divorce in Singapore, meaning one of the parties must be a Singapore citizen or permanent resident. You or your spouse must have resided in Singapore for at least 3 years immediately before starting the divorce proceedings. Your marriage should also have lasted for a minimum of 3 years. If you've been married for less than 3 years and still want to separate, consider filing for an annulment instead. To use desertion as the grounds for your divorce, you need to meet specific criteria. You need to prove that your spouse has deserted you for at least 2 years before starting the divorce proceedings. You must show that you haven't lived with him or her for more than 6 months during the 2-year desertion period as well. Desertion isn't just about physical separation. It also involves your spouse's intention to abandon the marriage. Keep in mind the following. You should be able to demonstrate that you and your spouse have been living separately. The court will consider the circumstances and reasons behind the desertion. This intention to desert cannot be a mutual agreement to live apart. It must be by a unilateral choice by one party alone to leave. It's also essential to understand the distinction and the difference between a legal separation and a desertion when seeking a divorce. Separation involves a mutual agreement to live apart. However, desertion, on the other hand, occurs when one spouse actively leaves without the intention of returning. The crucial factor is the deserting spouse's state of mind, indicating a clear intention to abandon the marriage. What if you're the one who left but wants to claim desertion for divorce? So in that case, you can consider constructive desertion instead of actual desertion. Constructive desertion requires proving that your spouse's behavior made it unbearable for you to stay. This has to be based on major significant issues and factors and not minor issues such as his sleeping habits or his body odor. Examples of constructive desertion include continuous physical or mental abuse, adultery, or unjustified refusal to have physical intimacy or sexual relations for an extended period. So now you know. If you found this helpful, follow and subscribe to our channel for more legal things.